Whatever you do, do not allow the enemy's voice to overpower what God is telling you. If God has given you a promise, no matter what is going on, you will never see what God has for you until you trust Him completely. See, it's the enemy's job to discourage us, to send people in our lives to try to distract us and discourage us from doing the things that God has placed in our hearts to do. And if you fall for that, if you don't keep your eyes and your mind focused on God, you can easily become distracted and overwhelmed and just feeling not like you're not good enough. And so you'll just let that thing go. You will let the promises of God go because the enemy has been able to come through a small crack in your foundation and corrupt and actually continue to make that crack grow larger and larger. Through your doubting, through your double-mindedness, through frustration, through bitterness, through unforgiveness, not trusting in God. If the Heavenly Father tells you something, I'm going to say it again, hold on to it. When it feels like things are just too heavy for you to handle, too heavy for you to bear, turn to your Heavenly Father in prayer. Talk to Him about it. He will help you through everything. But we have to put it in God's hands. Yes, He sees and hears. He knows all things. But it's our duty to be vigilant and sober-minded, because the devil walketh about as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. And so our Heavenly Father is waiting on us to come to Him with these issues that He's ready to handle on our behalf. We need to talk to our Father just like we will talk to someone right here that's right in front of us, or we talk to on the phone. But do not give the enemy that type of leadership over your life, that type of authority over you in your life, to be able to just come in and easily take what's yours. If you faint not, if you continue, if you do not give up, trust me, I'm a living witness. This is the only reason why I can come and tell you this, and God is allowing me to do so, is because I am an overcomer. I'm continuing to overcome things and triumph with His help, because I can't do nothing on my own. But with God, I can do all things. I'm victorious in all things. I'm blessed and highly favored. The enemy is going to do everything in his power to discourage you and to have you overthinking everything and doubting your situation. If you're in a waiting period, if God has to do some things inside of you, and that's most of the time when you're getting prepared for a blessing or anything that the Heavenly Father got in store for you, you got to go through some things. You got to go through some testing. It's a process. You don't just pray and get that. But if you hold on, everything. See, God is not a man that he shall lie. If he says it, he's going to keep his promise. There's no doubt about it. But you just got to hold up your end. You can't give up when things get hard. You got to know that he's never going to leave you nor forsake you. And he's not going to put more on you that you can bear. He's got our backs. He's going to give us what he promised. He's our provider. He's everything. So I just wanted to encourage you all, because I know my process was kind of long, and I'm still in waiting periods for some of the things that God has promised me. But as I continue to be faithful and be obedient, I see things starting to happen in my life. And so I want to encourage the next person that if you hold on and you don't give up, if you keep going no matter what, and have the faith, even as small as a mustard seed, just knowing that God is going to bless you. He's going to hold his end of what he said. He's going to come through for you. It's no doubt. And so I just want to read, I'm still studying in 2 Kings, and I'm in this reading is coming from chapter 18. And at this time, Hezekiah is the king of Judah. And the king of Assyria is wanting to overtake Judah. And so he sent this messenger. I'm fast forwarding through the chapter because I just want to get to this point. But he sent his messenger, Rabshakeh. I do believe that's how you say that. But he's a field commander. And so he's like a messenger for the king of Assyria. And so he sends his messenger, the field commander, to Judah, to the King Hezekiah, basically to discourage the people and the king into just giving up, giving in, and letting him just overtake the land of Judah. The king of Assyria sent the field commander saying, God is not going to help you. Egypt is not going to be there for you. Your Lord, basically, is not a Lord with power. I'm the one with the power. My Lord is the one with power. And, just trying to do everything that the enemy would do and try to put in your head to tell you, that you will not succeed following Jesus Christ. And we all know that's a lie. And so I'm going to start at verse 28 through 33, and then I'm going to skip a verse, go down to 35 through 37. Okay, it says, "Thus says the king, do not let Hezekiah deceive you, for he will not be able to rescue you from my hand. Nor let Hezekiah make you trust in and rely on the Lord, saying, the Lord will certainly rescue us, and this city will not be given into the hand of the king of Assyria. Do not listen to Hezekiah, for thus says the king of Assyria, Surrender to me and come out to meet me, and every man may eat from his own vine and fig tree, and every man may drink water of his own well, until I come and take you away to a land like your own land, a land of grain and new wine, a land of bread and vineyards, a land of olive trees and honey, so that you may live and not die. Do not listen to Hezekiah when he misleads and incites you, saying the Lord will rescue us. Has any one of the gods of the nations ever rescued his land from the hand of the king of Assyria? Who among the gods of the lands have rescued their lands from my hand, that the Lord would rescue Jerusalem from my hand? But the people kept silent and did not answer him, for the king had commanded, do not answer him. So it goes on and on. Basically, Hezekiah ends up, just taking it to the Lord. After the field commander came to Hezekiah's people, Hezekiah and his people, trying to discourage them into just giving up and surrendering. Hezekiah just took it back to the Lord. He took it back to the temple, to the Lord in prayer, and told God all about it, like we should do. He just laid it out to the Lord, told him everything that was going on. And of course, the Heavenly Father was on Hezekiah's side, as he's going to be on our side. And that's another thing when it comes to the enemy and his tactics, is pretty much saying Hezekiah told the people, do not respond to them, to the enemy. Do not respond to anything that they're saying. Don't give him that much authority. Every problem and every issue we have with the enemy, we must take it to the heaven and let God fight that battle. So everything that the enemy was trying to do, it was just to distract and intimidate Hezekiah and his people, so that they would just give in and give up and just give them Judah. But because Hezekiah was a God-fearing king, he didn't just take that and lie down. He took it to the Lord.